Okay, we have got a quick session today all about those glutes, so getting our glutes active. Our glutes are lazy. They shouldn't be, but they are, because I'm not saying all of you, but because a lot of us sit down for the majority of the day, either for our work or just that we don't have as much of an active lifestyle anymore. Our glutes have realized that they don't need to be firing all the time. But when that happens and they become lazy, it's very hard for them to then switch back on when they're needed for running or yoga or squatting. So then that means that our other areas of our body start to overcompensate. So our hip flexors, they become tight over time, bearing that weight that the glute should. And our lower back takes a lot of that strain as well. There's a bit of a common theme, isn't there, with this lower body and our lower back and our hip flexors overcompensating and taking control for other areas of weakness, whether that's rotation, whether that's pelvic alignment, so glutes as well. So all of that will mean that your whole body is a bit out of sorts, really. So we want to try to get back in, get that message sending from the brain down to the glutes, getting those glutes firing. But that could be where the problem starts for you, because it might be really hard for you to think, how do I even activate the glutes? How do I engage those glutes? Because it's just not something that we're used to. So we're going to do a quick couple of warm-up exercises to start with, which I would suggest that you do if you're going to be going into a really glute-heavy focused exercise class or you're running, just so that you can really send that message down to the glutes to say, it's time to wake up. All right, let's start on our backs. All the way down, just allow those knees to knock in, feet going out to the sides, one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, and just breathe here. And allow yourself to focus. Bring your mind onto your mat. Okay, so we're going to come into our first warm-up. Send that message from the brain down to the glutes. Even give those glutes a bit of a poke as we're going on. So this one is an amazing exercise to see how your glutes are. I'm not going to say anything until we get a little bit into this exercise. Think about where you feel this in your body. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. So we're going to bring the right knee into the chest, interlace the hands on top of that shin, draw this knee into the chest and don't let that connection go. We're going to then drive through this left leg, sending the glutes up. You won't be able to come as high with driving this knee into the chest and then down. Think about that energy driving to the glutes. If you need to, just give them a bit of a poke and down. Take this 10 times on one side. If you need to reset, come back into it, feel free. Make sure that that knee is still straight up to the sky. The glute max, the biggest muscle in our glutes, is a big factor for our external hip rotation. So if you're squeezing the glutes, but you're not thinking about that inner thigh working and the quads working, there might be a tendency to draw that knee outwards because those muscles aren't all working in conjunction. Okay, switch over to the other side once you've done your 10. Okay, so think about now where you are feeling this. You should be feeling it in your glutes. Imagine if you had your jeans on, right in that jean pocket kind of area. If you're feeling it in your hamstrings or your lower back, that is a key indicator that your glutes are weak and your hamstrings or your lower back is taking over that weight, because those glutes aren't firing when they're needed. Okay, once you've done your 10, come all the way down. Maybe you give your legs a bit of a shake. Take those windscreen wipers from one side to the other. Okay, coming into one leg bridge now. So just come into your normal bridge. If you want to hold just your regular bridge, absolutely feel free. Drive all the way up, squeezing these glutes. Now think about this long line from shoulders, hips and knees. Don't overarch into this lower back. So really squeeze these glutes to draw that glute all the way down to the backs of the knees to the front of the mat. Think about whether squeezing these glutes is sending the knees out to the side, and work the quads and the inner thighs to come back into this internal rotation. Grounding through the big toes. That could be a key thing to think about if you are somebody that externally rotates. Breathing here. And then lifting up the right leg. Taking that leg down. Lifting the left. Keep going like this. Trying to keep the hips high. Keep squeezing those glutes. Just notice if one hip dips when you lift up one leg, and it might show you that you've got a slight imbalance in the glutes. If you start to feel it in your lower back, just take a quick break, reset and come back into it. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. All the way down, hug the knees into your chest. Breathing here. Okay, hands behind the hamstrings, rock and roll all the way up and down the length of the mat until you can come through your all fours. Okay, just coming into some cat-cows in your own time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Final round. Okay, coming into some donkey kicks. These are more traditionally kind of like a Pilates fitness exercise, but again, it's really good for engaging these glutes. So flexing this right foot, drawing that foot up to the sky, drawing the heel up to the sky, working these glutes, and then pulse that heel up. Really feel that energy driving from the glutes. The tiniest movements, they don't have to be anything big. And just feel that movement coming from the glutes. That's what's sending that heel high. Keep that belly engaged. Don't be tempted to really arch through that back. Keep pushing the mat away. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Over to the other side. And go. We're going to do 20 here. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. All the way down. Come back into your child's pose. Maybe you have a bit of a wiggle here. Okay, inhaling up through your all fours, tucking the toes, shooting straight back, downward dog. Inhale, 3-leg dog, right leg high, using that right glute. Keeping those hips square, keep flexing that foot, keep pushing the mat away. Exhale, drawing this right knee all the way through to the top of the mat. Big inhale into your high lunge. Again, working these glutes. We're going to hold here. Fire up this left glute, fire up the right glute. Keep holding, keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lean forward, hands come all the way back, straighten through that left leg, weight in that right leg. Inhale all the way back up, high lunge. Exhale forward. And up. And forward. Really feeling this energy transferring through the left glute to the right. Good job. Final time staying here, leaning forward. And then if you can, in one big move all the way up into your warrior 3, left leg high. Whether your hands are behind you, or if the hands are at heart center, or even in front. Really feel this right glute working, making sure that you're not dumping into that right hip. The left glute is working, keeping that leg lifted. Inhale all the way up, stork pose. Exhale, left leg down. Inhale all the way high, chair pose. Breathing here, think about sucking everything in, really working those glutes. Breathing here. Inhale, warrior 3 again, left leg all the way back. This time we're going to bend the right knee, bend the left knee, take the left knee behind the right. And then back up into your warrior 3. And bend. And up. And bend. And up, really nice. One more time. Bend all the way high, step the left leg back, plant the hands down all the way back to your downward dog. Have a bit of a wiggle of those knees, of those hips. Just shake that right glute out. Mine definitely feels like it's been working. Okay, left leg high, 3-leg dog. Working that left glute. Exhale, drawing this left knee all the way through to the front of the mat. Big inhale up to your high lunge. Holding here for longer than we want to. Sending that energy down to the glutes. Exhale, lean forward, straighten up that right leg. Hands sweep back. Inhale, high. Exhale, back. And high. And back. Keep going, feeling this weight transferring. Really engaging those glutes. All the way forward, staying here. And if you can, one big step all the way up to your warrior 3. Hands behind, in front, at heart center. Wherever you are, you're flexing the right toes down to the ground, hips square, pulling this left glute, firing so much so the left hip is contained. And the right glute is firing to keep that leg high. Inhale, stork pose. Down into your chair pose. Inhale in back into your warrior 3, right leg behind. Bending the left knee and right knee, taking that right knee behind. Back to your warrior 3. And all the way down. And up. Keep going. One more time, down. And up. Warrior 3, straight back with that right leg. Plant the hands down, take that left leg back into your downward dog. Pedal out those feet. Inhale, right leg high, 3-leg dog. Bend that right knee, draw the right knee up to the sky for your scorpion dog. Next, exhale, draw this right knee all the way through to the front into your high lunge. Exhale, straight back to your warrior 3, wherever you want those hands. Now this time we're going to come all the way down to the ground when we take our left knee behind our right. All the way down to the ground. And then all the way back up into your warrior 3. All the way down. And all the way up. 2 more times. And down. And up. 1 more. Really nice. Holding here, hold this warrior 3. 3, 2, and 1. All the way back into that low lunge. Plant the hands, right foot straight back. Downward dog. Inhale, left leg high, 3-leg dog. Bend that knee, scorpion dog. Exhale, draw this left knee all the way through into your high lunge. Okay, exactly the same, coming up into your warrior 3. All the way down to the ground. And all the way back up, really driving through that left heel. And down. And up. 2 more times. Final time for me, all the way up. Stepping straight back, planting the hands down, left foot all the way down. This time, all the way down to the ground, resting onto your belly, resting onto one cheek. Breathing here. Allowing those glutes to grow really heavy. We don't need to use them right now. Okay, coming into locust. This is going to be our final push. So really go with it. Forehead down, hands behind you. If you just want to lift up the legs, that is fine. If you want to go chest and legs, go for it. Inhale, squeeze those glutes. Take the hands back, thumbs facing up. Make sure that those feet are facing straight down. You're not coming into that external rotation. Poke those glutes. Are they firing? Drive that pelvis down to the ground. All the way down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Send the legs higher. And down. Getting ready for the final time. Okay, when you're ready, coming into this final locust. Legs as high as they can, chest as high as it can. Where this is the last push, so keep going. 3, 2, and 1. All the way down, really nice. Hands underneath the shoulders, push all the way back into your closed knees, child's pose. Really nice stretch through those glutes. Okay, coming all the way up, coming into a low lunge, but in like this 90-90 format. So we've got left leg forward in this 90-90, and then the right leg is in that 90. And we're just going to do some hip flexor stretches just in case those hip flexors have been working instead of those glutes. Let's just stretch them out so that they don't become tight, so that it doesn't affect that pelvic tilt. So posterior tilt, squeeze the glutes under, drawing the hip bones up to the face, really stretching through the front of this right leg. Feeling it in the hip flexor, maybe even in the quads. And then come back to neutral. Keep going. Do 5 more this side and then switch over to the other. Okay, other side. Make sure you're set up in that 90-90. Five more. Okay, come all the way down onto your bums, coming into a nice twist. Left leg long, right leg crossed over. Taking the left hand to the outside of that right leg, hand towards the glutes, right hand behind you. Now, if you're pulling this glute up, this right glute, the right sit bone up, just take that left hand further up towards the knee, because we don't want to be hoiking this leg up. Okay, inhale, remember, for lengthening. Exhale for twisting. If you need to sit on a block to keep that length, absolutely go for it. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale for length, exhale for twist. Exhale all the way round. Slowly lower yourself down to the ground. Coming into our reclined pigeon, right leg over the left, flexing the right foot, ankle to the outside edge of that left thigh. Maybe you're staying here thinking about that right knee drawing away from you. Or you pick up this left leg, interlace the hands on the shins or behind the hamstring, and then draw this left knee into your chest. Keeping drawing that right knee away from the face. Drawing the shoulders down to the ground. Slowly switching over to the other side. Exhale, completely release. Come into a big stretch. Coming into our Shavasana, taking any other movements you need before closing down the eyes and letting go of that body, especially those glutes. The only thing moving is that belly rising and falling. And the mat is there to support you. Your glutes don't have to do anything right now. Starting to bring some movement back into your body. Coming into a really big stretch again. Bending up the knees, rolling over to one side. And then coming all the way up to seated. Hands onto the thighs, palms facing up. Just start to think about your day-to-day life. How often do you activate those glutes? Could you think about maybe every half an hour, every hour, doing 5 minutes of quick glute activation, just so that we don't get into these sleepy glutes, this glute amnesia, which makes it so hard when we need them to fire again. You can always just do a couple of bridges, and that will get that brain working, saying to that glute, okay, let's get ready. Hands to heart center. Bow the chin to the chest, thumbs to the third eye. Really good job for sticking with it today. And just know that the glutes, as you can imagine, are a very big powerhouse of movement. So from doing this, you're really working towards moving better, allowing yoga to help you improve that movement and aligning your body and your mind. So a huge well done. Hands away from the eyes and blink the eyes open.